This is the Louie T Network.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome to Lockdown coverage, week number 3 in the National Football League. The City Chiefs looking to win their 12th straight divisional contest. Isn't that remarkable? 12 straight in the division? That is crazy. Even the Patriots don't go that long without losing in the division. But that's how dominant this Chiefs team has been. If they could go and get the win on the road versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Tough luck team that, let's face it, every year we say the same thing. Injuries, and yet again, Jason Verrett is on IR, going to miss the rest of the season with season-ending surgery. And the list goes on and on and on of Chargers who don't make it through the entire season because of injury. And this team is hard, tough luck. Missing field goals and not getting it done down the stretch. The narrative remains the same. The years change. The narrative remains the same. And now the the Chargers are now 0-3 after losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in week 3, 24-10. It was a close ball game. The Chargers had ample opportunities to steal this ball game, and they simply refused to be able to get anything done on the offensive side of the football. And really, we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's first and foremost thank everybody that's joining me. And I know Monday Night Football game is kind of wrapping up the first half, but wanted to get a head start on halftime. And so if you're out there and you want to comment, use the hashtag LouieTLive to have your comment read at the end of this breakdown. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the Louie T Network for more great content in 2017 and beyond. We're changing the game over here. No, seriously, we're changing the game, and I want you to be a part of it. So hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Louie T Network. I'm on a number of different social media sites, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All of those are down in the description. Follow and like me on all of those social media sites. And also, you can donate to the channel if you feel it in your spirit to do so. I will give you the directions on how to do so, but the link is in the description. So regardless of you watching this video to its conclusion and seeing the PayPal link, it's one in the description box for you to be able to click on and go over there if you wanted to donate to the Louie T Network. In any event, let's jump into this game because right now, the most dangerous team in the league seems to be the Kansas City Chiefs. And the thing that's been the most impressive about the Chiefs thus far in this young season is that they've been able to win in a multitude of ways. They've been able to win a shootout versus the Patriots in week 1. They were able to win a tough, hard-fought battle, but still scored points against the Philadelphia Eagles the following week at home. And then they were able to go on the road in the division and win a gritty game. It was 17-10 for the vast majority of this game. And really, this was a defensive struggle where the defense stepped up, forced 3 turnovers of Phillip Rivers. And all 3 of those turnovers turned into Chiefs points. 17 in all of their 24 points were off of Phillip Rivers' interception. So, in essence, this defense carried the day. Whereas in week 1, the offense carried the day. The defense was extraordinary as well. But the offense, in conjunction with what the defense was doing, they put up 45 in that opening game versus the Patriots. And then they followed that up against the Eagles last week with an impressive win. So this is a Chiefs team that has shown the ability to be able to do it in a multitude of ways. And that's impressive because in this league, you got to camouflage. And that's why the Patriots are so good is because week in, week out, they're able to camouflage. They're able to do whatever it's going to take for them to be victorious in that given week. And the Chiefs are looking more and more like a team that can be a chameleon, that can morph into whatever they need to be for that particular week. Does Kareem Hunt need 25 carries? They can do that. Does he only need 14 carries but catch it another 5 or 6 times out of the backfield? They can do that. Does Tyreek Hill need to touch it 12 times in this game? They can do that. Does he only need to touch it 3 times and Travis Kelce's touches go up. They can do that. I like what I'm seeing out of this Chiefs team. Wasn't the greatest performance offensively. Didn't need to be. The defense. This particular game here looked more like along the lines of the Chiefs we've come to know and love. Okay, not gonna turn it over. Gonna play it conservative. Gonna make sure that we take care of the football. We're gonna run it a little bit. We're gonna throw it when it becomes available. You give us an opportunity like early in the game, the Tyreek Hill on the post over the top or the corner route over the top. We're gonna take it and we're gonna make you pay. But we're not gonna make any mistakes. We're not gonna beat ourselves, and we're gonna play it conservative. Alex Smith is gonna manage the game. Not gonna have him throwing it 37 times, and we're going to force you to beat us. And if you can't do so, then we'll take the W, gladly. And that's what this game essentially was. The Chargers got out to a slow start. They turned it over. The Chiefs turned those turnovers into points. And basically, once they got up in this game 17-7, essentially is what the score was when all it was said and done, they just pretty much rested on the fact that, hey, we got 17 and we don't think the Chargers can score 17. And they were right. The Chargers couldn't muster up 17 points, and basically that's what the score remained until the final possession for the Chiefs when Kareem Hunt was able to hit a seam and go much faster than slow and score a touchdown and put the exclamation point on this victory. But nonetheless, this Chiefs team has shown the ability to win in a multitude of ways, and this looked more like the Chiefs team that we were all expecting and not the one that was scoring a bunch of points in the first 2 weeks. But they got it done again. 24 points from this Chiefs football team, again, with the way they play defense. That's going to hold up most weeks. And it was more than enough in this game as they pretty much strangled the Los Angeles Chargers in this game. And really, I thought the one chance that the Chargers had of winning this football game went out the window when Melvin Gordon got hurt. We'll talk about him and the Chargers offensively when we get to them. I want to talk about the defensive side of things for this Chiefs football team. I did notice that the Chargers had success running the football in this game. I don't know if that's an aberration. Is that a one-time deal? Do the Chargers know you so well that they can block you up a little bit better? I don't know what the situation was, but Gordon, before the injury, had success, tons of it. And he was well on his way to a 100-yard game before the injury. And he did make it back to the game, but he wasn't the same guy when he came back. So I thought that really hindered their game plan, because I think the game plan early was, all right, let's see if Phillip can get it going. He didn't. Okay, plan B, let's run the football with Gordon, and he was having a ton of success. And so that's something that I want to see if teams moving forward might be able to explore in this team. But make no mistake about it, this team is tough defensively. Terrence Mitchell with 2 interceptions. That's the guy that everybody wants to pick on because he's the other guy opposite, of course, of Double Deuce, MP, the Kansas City Thief, Marcus Peters. So everyone wants to stay away from Peters, so they go over to Mitchell, and Mitchell made Phillip Rivers pay in this game, picking him off twice. The Kansas City Thief does what he does best, commit thievery. He picked off Phillip Rivers as well, and they almost had a fourth. He made a great play down the field, knocked it away. Sorensen was there, and he thought he had a pick, but replay showed that the ball did, in fact, hit the ground. But this secondary was playing outstanding football in this particular game, and got to make sure you keep your cool. They got a couple of hotheads on their team, Kelsey being the biggest of them all, but Peters did lose his cool, picked up a personal foul penalty in this game on sportsmanlike conduct, getting into it with the refs. So got to keep your cool. This team is too good to see things like that affect what they're doing. But once again, they got it done in this football game. They were able to get after Phillip Rivers. They were able to force him into some throws. And he had time in this game. I mean, I think credit must be given to this Chiefs secondary for just being in the right spot, locating the ball, and making plays, because Phillip Rivers had time for the majority of this game. All right. But he didn't make the best decisions, and he didn't make the best throws in this game. And the Chiefs were able to get them off the field consistently and force them to punt the football. And to me, that was the difference in this game, was the defense being able to continue to take the football away, especially early, to allow the Chiefs to get out to the lead, and then later allowing that lead that was built early to stand by going out and getting defensive stops. And they were able to do that, and that's why they won this football game. As you move on to, and it was a big penalty on special teams by the Chargers when they roughed your kicker, Cairo Santos, on a field goal that he had missed, and gave you new life. You were able to go down and get the field goal closer, and he was able to bang it home. So those types of mistakes, you take advantage of those mistakes. That's what the good teams do. They avoid those mistakes on their end, and then they take advantage on the other end when the other team decides they want to give you second chances to make field goals. So like I said, this is one of those games where the Chiefs simply say, hey, we're not going to beat ourselves. If you want to beat yourself, you're more than welcome to. We'll stand by. We'll even assist you in doing so, but we won't help you beat us. And the Chargers, they did all the work for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs said, hey, any other help you need, we right here, man. You want to throw us a pick? We more than happy to take it from you. Oh, you want to rough our kicker and make our field goal a lot closer? We're more than happy to kick that field goal instead from 52. We were more than happy to kick this field goal from more like 31 yards. Appreciate it. So Chargers self-destructed. Chiefs took advantage. They get the win, 24-10. On the Chargers side of things, look, it to me is the same narrative. Same Chargers team. You got a new coach. It seems different. It's not. It's the same team. They do the same shit over and over again. Penalties at most inopportune time. Phillip Rivers still throwing 3 interceptions in ball games. You're not scoring enough points. You're not making critical field goals. Everybody's getting injured. It's the same team. Melvin Gordon was having a great game. He goes down, leaves the game, and I thought that was your last hope of winning this game. If he stayed in the game, you had a shot. He gets injured. He's MIA for about a quarter and a half, comes back sparingly in the fourth quarter, but really isn't the same guy that was dominating early in the game and scored your lone touchdown of the game. It's the same story. You know, different coach, same story. Same Chargers. You make plays here and there, but it's not enough. And this season it's got to be tough to be a Chargers fan because every year you find yourself saying the same thing. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. If only fill in the blank. If only we could do this, fill in the blank. If only we could do that, fill in the blank. If only Phillip Rivers had fill in the blank. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this team doesn't know how to win. They don't know how to win. And that was evident by the start to this game. Phillip Rivers throwing picks all over the goddamn yard. You can't put yourself in that type of hole against a Chiefs team that is supremely confident right now. They don't need your help. They don't. They don't need any help from you to beat you. They've done it. They've won 12 straight divisional games, which means they've swept you over the last couple of seasons. Okay? They don't need any help from you. They don't need your help. So why you would think that it is necessary to rough their kicker and give them a field goal attempt closer when they had already missed behooves me. Why you think it's cool to throw 3 interceptions and help them score 17 points behooves me. I don't know why. Stop asking. Why can't you score more than 10 points? I don't know why. Stop asking. I just know that this Chargers team, they're not very good. Unlike the Chargers team last year that I felt if they could just fill in the blank, they got a shot. And last year, the thing for me was if they could just get to 500. They could never do it, but if they could just get to 500, look out for the Chargers. I have no hope in this team this year. I guess you can blame Mike McCoy and say it's the culture in San Diego or Los Angeles. Mike McCoy is the reason to blame for why you're losing now. Or is he in Denver now? Yeah, that's right. He's not your coach anymore. So who are you going to blame now? I don't know. You want to blame your GM, Tommy Telesco? You want to blame him? Knock yourself out. You want to blame the new stadium, StubHub Center? Knock yourself out. Who you want to blame? I've heard every excuse from Charger fan over the last 2 years. Every excuse in the book. It's the same damn team. Same problems. Same thing. New names, new faces, same shit. I don't know what else to say. What more can I say? Other than you're 0-3. And listen to every Charger fan, we should be 3-0. We should be 2-1. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you're not. You're a winless football team, and I don't know when you're going to win your first game. I don't know why. Why you're not good, I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know. I just know you're not. And so, Chiefs get it done, 24-10. And the Chargers don't. They're 0-3. Chiefs are the inverse of that. They're 3-0. And now they go home for Monday Night Football versus the Redskins to see if they can improve to 4-0. One thing's for sure. One of the teams chasing them in the standings, the Denver Broncos or the Oakland Raiders, will lose next week. That is a fact unless they tie because they're playing each other. So the Chiefs sit in a really good position right now. A really, really good position. Playing good football, man. So it's a really good football team in Kansas City. Let's get to any comments that may be out there. Shouldn't be too many. KC3182X says, stay away from Josh Norman and we might win the game against the Redskins. Come on, Monday Night Football. We might. Chargers almost pulled the upset week 3. The NFL was a week of upsets. Yeah, it was. Week 3 was crazy. Craig Smith says, Lou, I'm completely jaded at this point. Every week I watch and wonder, so how are we going to blow it this week? That's got to be the case. I feel bad for your fan base because I was talking to somebody last week and he was like, man, I expect these types of losses like the one last week and the one in week 1. I expect these losses now, And I said I've been at that point where it's apathy sets in, where you're apathetic, like you're emotionless at this point, where you're almost to the point where when the Chargers finally find a way that they want to blow it this time, you go, figures, and you're done. You disconnect. And I was there as a Redskin fan. It's a dangerous place to be because at that point you start to question your fandom. And I never questioned mine, but I know people that have questioned theirs. And you never want your fans to get to a point where they don't care. You want them to feel some type of emotion. Your game should invoke some type of emotion. Hatred, love, joy, something. Anger. You want something. When you get nothing out of your fan base, that's when you know you've hit a really low point. And the Chargers are really close to getting to that point now because it's the same story every week, man. Same story. It's getting old fast. It really is. Jay Orion says, is Phillip Rivers overrated to you? No, he's not. But he tries to do too much because he knows he has to do too much for his team to win. And it's unfortunate. It's funny because of late, I think a lot of people see both of their careers kind of winding down. And really that entire draft class of 2004 with Rivers, Roethlisberger, and Manning, all of their careers are starting to wind down. And a lot of people are playing the what-if game. What if Eli Manning would have went to San Diego? And what if Phillip Rivers would have went to New York? Would the Giants have won more than 2 Super Bowls? Would Phillip Rivers have won a Super Bowl? Would Eli Manning have any Super Bowl rings? I think that's a great question, a great hypothetical. I'd like to think that the Giants would have won more than 2 Super Bowls if Phillip Rivers was their quarterback with the way they've played defense over the years. But you can't say if they would. I can tell you this much, with the way the Chargers have been run, they wouldn't have won anything with Eli Manning. So anyway, it doesn't matter. No, he's not overrated. He tries to do too much sometimes. And that's a byproduct of a guy on a team where he feels like if I don't do it, who will? And that's the position that the team has put him in. When your field goal kicker can't make kicks and guys aren't making plays and you don't feel like the defense is going to make a play to change the game, then I got to do something. And that's when you get into trouble. RG3 hashtag says, Hunt looks like he's about to be that offensive rookie of the year. He's got it in the bag if he can stay healthy. It's between him and Cook in Minnesota. Those are the 2 guys battling it out for offensive rookie of the year right now. Squints1 says, or RG3 hashtag says, you guys have to have worried again the Chiefs. I don't know what you're talking about there. Squints1 says, we suck Every week we find new ways to lose. This week it was Rivers. I don't even get mad at losses anymore. Like I said, that's a dangerous place to be, but I get it. I get it. Craig Smith says, I love Rivers, but I got to say it. He may be near the end. Led the league in picks 2 of the last 3 years. And again, a lot of that comes from him trying to do too much. When you look around at your surroundings and you say, I'm the only guy here that can make a play. And in this game, I really thought they were going to lean on Gordon. And when he got injured, I was like, damn, that was the last saving grace in this game was he was going to have to go off for $150 all purpose and scored 3 touchdowns. And that was going to be the way you won this game. But once he went down, that was it. Squints1 says, is Ingram and Bosa the best pass rush duo in the league? They're pretty high on the list, man. Ingram had himself a ball game. Bosa is a dude that is just tough to block. I'd say they're up there, man. I don't know if there's a better duo in the league, to be honest with you. I can't think of one right now. There's some teams with elite rushers, but I don't think they've got that complement that like the Chargers do in Los Angeles. Jay Orion says, Phillip Rivers is this modern day Dan Marino, a very talented quarterback who never won a ring. Something like that. Marino was probably more of a pure passer of the football than Rivers, but in any event, yeah, he's not going to win a ring, obviously. Craig Smith also says, and overshadowed by Phil's dumpster fire of game, Melvin Ingram is going full Lawrence Taylor for 3 sacks, shaking my head. That's what I said. He went off over there and had himself a career ball game. And I told you, he's been just balling out this year, man. He's turned into a freak of nature. Since he's gotten his deal, it's like he's turned into a whole new player, man. And it sucks because, like you said, overshadowed by, Phil's dumpster fire of a game. And gets lost in the sauce. This man was out there destroying. It gives me hope for my team that maybe we can get after their offensive line because he was going to work over there on their right tackle, just destroying them. And Bosa had a sack in the game too. They were doing some work on that line, and it was part of the reason why the Chiefs really couldn't get much going offensively, but they didn't need to because the Chargers didn't do anything. It reminded me a lot of the Cowboys-Giants game in week 1 where the Cowboys really didn't do anything offensively, but they didn't need to because the Giants were so bad offensively that they knew, hey, these 19 points are going to be just fine in this game. The Chiefs were content with 17. Like, they knew that was going to be enough. And it just so happened that Kareem Hunt bust off the run to make it 24 and put the game out of range. But they were comfortable with 17. They were like, this will be enough. They're not going to score 17. And they were right. But in any event, man, another disappointing loss for the Chargers. And another win for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs moved to 3-0, remain unbeaten. One of the few unbeatens left in the National Football League. They get it done. 12th straight time in the division they have won. They have reigned supreme over the AFC West. And I must say, it's been a hell of a run. And I say this all the time. You're going to miss Alex Smith when he's gone. Chargers, tough luck. Another loss, 0-3. Season already looking like it's over before it really has had a chance to get started. We'll see how this team battles. The one thing I can say over the years, I know you guys kill Mike McCoy all the time, but that team never quit. That team always battled. They never quit. They didn't always win games, but they always battled. Didn't matter how they started the season, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, 1-4, 1-5, 2-4, whatever the case may be, they always battle. And so now we're going to find out what this team has inside. I said the same thing about Cincinnati. 0-3 start to the season. You know it's a better team than 0-3. How do you respond? How do you battle back? Can you find a way to get to 500? Got to win 1 first before you can win 3, though. And that's the narrative for the Chargers yet again. It's going to do it for your man Louie T here on lockdown coverage. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here on the Louie T Network. Of course, I got one more game to break down, that being the Monday Night Football Showdown, Cardinals and Cowboys. If you would like to donate to the Louie T Network, that's how you do it, via PayPal. The link is right before you. The link is also down in the description below. In the video. So make sure that if you want to donate, no matter how big or small, I appreciate it all, you do so via PayPal using that link. And again, if you can't donate, all I ask is that you continue to support the channel, continue to watch like you've been doing, and like and share the videos. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the Louie T Network. I want to see you a little bit later on to wrap up Week 3, put a nice pretty bow on it with Monday Night Football overtime. I'll see you at the conclusion of that game. Chiefs 3-0, Chargers 0-3 after the 24-10 victory for the Kansas City Chiefs over the Chargers in Los Angeles. I'm your man Louie T, signing off. I'll see you a little bit later. Enjoy the rest of the game. Enjoy the second half. Come back and join me as we wrap it up. See you then.